Hi, everyone. I'm tuning in to say hi and bring you a dispatch from this painting studio. I was looking at earlier a few days ago. I'm going to go continue from the John Berger and Katja Andreadakis, their correspondence over Titian, which I started in the last dispatch. And then I realized, oh, I didn't send the dispatch out last Sunday. And I thought, wow, I missed a week. And then I thought, well, what happened on Sunday? It's like, oh yeah, that was a big day. So there you go. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you can look it up. I'm sure you'll find it. Um, yeah, so I'm back. Here we are. And I wanted to read the next letter from Katya to her father, John, from the Titian book, Nymph and Shepherd. Oh, and just to say, it's hot out, but I did manage to get outside and got this is a nice landscape. Maybe I'll throw a picture of that one. It's close. It feels close. I was started it yesterday and irritable when I got outside, and so I used my irritation in the wielding of the paint. That felt great, and the white was all runny out of the tube, and I hate that. So I'm just going to use a lot of it. That's good too. Anyway, my own little update. Okay, John. I remember she's at a Titian exhibition in Venice. This is some years ago. I don't know, somewhere in the 90s. John, several times whilst I was wandering through the exhibition, I crossed paths with, was followed by, lost sight of, and then again found myself beside an old man. He was alone and muttering to himself. First time I saw him, he was coming back from one of the last rooms and very decidedly making for the painting Christ carrying the cross. And there at my side, he stopped. One uses painting, he suddenly said, to clothe oneself, to keep warm. At first, I felt put out and scowled at him, but he went on as if nothing had happened. Jesus carries his cross, and me, I carry the art of painting. I wear it like something woolen. He had won me over. Now he was making for the rest on the flight into Egypt. In some way, I must have annoyed him, for he appeared to be angry, spitting out disconnected words. The fur, the fur of my painting. Stuff, stuff. By portrait of man. These the references, the paintings she's referencing are on the pages, and they'll show up in the PDF that I'll send out. By portrait of man, he spoke directly to the sitter, poking his nose towards the painted nose. First, I painted you all dressed up. Then I did a whole painting of an animal's skin. He didn't need to turn round to know that I was following him. And as we passed a group of visitors who were listening to their guide, he said to me out of the corner of his mouth, as if it were a joke, dogs, rabbits, sheep, they all have their fur to keep them warm. And me, I want to imitate them with my brushes. When he next spoke, not without a little pride, I wasn't sure whether he was referring to the portrait of a cardinal or to the portrait of a man. Nobody else has painted men's beards like that, he said. They're soft as monkey's hair. I lost sight of him. A little later, the gallery's alarm siren started up. Given that my friend, we had now smiled at each other, obviously knew little about the rules and routines of modern art exhibitions, I immediately thought of him. No sooner had I done so than I saw a uniformed official remonstrating with the old man and indicating the statutory distance which must be respected before each canvas. The old man was saying, "You must surely see velvet. You must see, velvet is my favorite material, and I can't resist its touch." From that moment on, he decided to stay with me. He followed wherever I went. He continued his monologue, however, and didn't attempt conversation. Whilst I was looking at Danae, he abruptly dragged me towards the Berlin self-portrait. "It's a pity they didn't hang them in the same room," he said. "The hair on the body, the hair of the head, feathers, nobody can get more naked than that. I wash and wash my colors until they look like the coat of an animal. By working on clothes, you can make them look worn, silky, clingy, almost like flesh." After this effort at speech, he seemed a little discouraged. For half an hour, he didn't say a word. In front of Venus and Adonis, he simply verified that I was studying the picture correctly. For my part, I showed my admiration by opening my eyes and mouth wide. He seemed almost to have finished. Before the flaying of Marsyas, there was another splutter of words. "When you skin an animal, you touch the truth about flesh." In front of the Pieta, he sat down. I think he sat there for a very long time. At first, I didn't know whether to wait, greet him, or to tell him my own impressions. He made a sign for me to come closer. Certainly, he knew that his remarks about fur had impressed me. For instead of talking about the famous, mysterious hand imploring the saint's statue in the Pieta, the hand he was staring at fixedly, he went his own way and repeated, "Hair is to the body what painting is to the world." Hair is to the body what painting is to the world. Then, with a deep laugh, he added something which made me think of you. "You can burrow into it. You can look underneath it. You can lift it, or you can pull it, but don't try to shave it. It'll always grow again." Before turning away from him for good, I had a very clear image of my own body lying naked on a canvas in the exhibition, of moss underneath me, of a dog at my side, of my outlines scarcely separable from the surrounding landscape. A landscape which, later, Courbet might have walked over. With the grass, the clouds, and the soil, my flesh would have been the earth's coat. Love, Katya. Painting, 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 painting. Somehow I feel like painting is becoming more and more important every day. I don't mean just for me. I was just listening to a podcast about AI. It seems to me that painting is becoming more and more important, more and more human every day. All right, keep painting. Yeah. All right. Hope you're all well. I'll send this out to you. Be well. Bye bye.